The number one question that we get asked is, where should I buy?
And it's not only that we get asked it, Veronica, it's probably every first home buyer, when they talk to people at a barbecue or their boss or their parents or their friends that have purchased, it is the most asked questions. You know, where should I buy? What do you think about this area? You know, have you been here? So it's such a common question. And I think one of the scariest things that we observe with first home buyers is how easily influenced they can be by people who have no idea actually what they're trying to achieve. So, you know, you can ask that question. It's like me saying, where should I buy? And no one understanding where my children go to school, where my work is, where my social circles are, what sort of hobbies I have. Without that kind of information, then really you're asking someone where they think they should buy rather than where you should buy.
That's tricky. I think one of the big problems with where should I buy is that there's a sub question to it that most people aren't articulating, and that is, where am I going to make the most amount of money? You know, where's going to grow the most in value? You know, where's the next hotspot? These are sort of the underlying unasked questions that really are encompassed in where should I buy. And unfortunately, there's a lot of articles out there, clickbait, and your top 10 suburbs and all that sort of stuff. And all of these do reflect on what has happened, not necessarily what will happen. And it's very, very enticing. But the problem is the answer is a process. And like you say, you've got to take into account your individual requirements and goals and dreams and all that sort of stuff and finances. And then you have to actually go through a process of understanding what the possibilities are, which is why we came up with the Where to Buy workshop after all, because there's no simple answer to this question.
And it's not a one size fits all kind of solution. The process is very different for different people to go through because they have different priorities. And we talked about this in episode 11, if you remember back to that. So the Where to Buy tutorial and episode 11 are probably some really good places to start to fill yourself with some of the things that you need to ask of yourself before you start asking other people, where should I buy? And then reframe your question. So reframing your question is a really important one because you start asking people about what your needs are and what you're trying to achieve rather than just seeking their opinion on what they think and what they're trying to achieve or have, many people buy in an area and they don't know that they've bought in the wrong area until they go to sell. So realising the impact of a mistaken purchase doesn't actually happen sometimes for a very long period of time. So you've got to be careful who you ask.